Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's Aries season.
Look, I'm just trying to survive Aries season. Cause if we hear Aries season one more time, I am so sick and tired of Aries season.
It's Aries season.
You know what Aries? Aries season make people sick.
What?
Is that what it is?
It's the pollen. You know what I'm saying? You're associated with the pollen.
No. Don't say that.
Speaking of pollen, my head has been on fire these last couple. Now, mind you, when the pollen was at its thickness, I was fine. Now it's kind of, dwindling down a lot. My throat is on fire. My head hurt. I'm sitting up there. I'm from the Midwest, man. I ain't used to this.
Oh my gosh. I know my car is not happy at all.
Look, join that crowd.
Yeah. I'm not even going to the car wash. I just, I know there are some people that I can't have this stuff on my car. And, okay, so that's you.
That's me.
I know, because you got the Batmobile out there.
She always got to be clean and ready.
Listen.
I don't care, because I'm not paying attention.
Sometimes you gotta just wait for God to do His work.
Yes. Say it again.
Sometimes you gotta wait for God to do His work.
Yes.
If you know rain is coming, just go put that Dawn dishwashing liquid on your car.
I can't
And
wait.
let God
I can't
do
wait
what
that
He
long.
do. Let Him work.
Yeah, let Mother Nature.
Man,
She do.
so busy trying to take Mother Nature's place.
Between that and Mother Nature birds
Man,
that be dropping bombs.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
Now I just escaped that. I did. But the green monster, that stayed on my car.
I don't like it. I don't like
you don't have to like it. It ain't nothing like this blowing.
Ooh. Y'all silly. Hey, welcome. Hey, it's been a minute. I appreciate y'all being patient with me. Had to take some time off. But we're back on our first improv night. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun, as always. And topics and just have general conversation.
Yeah, and it's Aries season.
It is.
Really?
Wait, no, listen.
It's pollen season.
I had no clue.
I got some birthday. I done had some treats. And I done had some surprises I have to share with y'all.
Okay.
Welcome to the Monique birthday show.
Yeah.
This ain't about kids radio show. This is the Monique birthday
So
show.
mind you, we've been set up for this for the last 3 months.
What? Has it been long? Have I been talking about it?
Mo,
I have.
you serious?
Yep.
Every venue we go,
Yeah.
oh, this would be a great. It's
I know.
I
December,
need this for
Mo.
my birthday.
I know. I was like, I want to have my party on it. But yeah, I know.
Mo treat her birthday like people used to treat them the little wish list for Christmas.
That's Hanukkah. When instead of days, it's months.
Oh yeah.
On the 12th month of Mo's Day.
Hey, I'm still celebrating.
It's clear. Well, happy birthday, Mo.
Happy birthday.
Drinks up.
Thank you.
We love to see another year.
Yes.
Success, love, and health.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And I missed you guys so much.
Yes, missed you too.
Yeah.
We've been fans on Instagram watching you go everywhere on your birthday
Showing
tour.
out.
And listen,
It sold out.
Sold out. Birthday tour.
the birthday tour is not over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look,
Son, tomorrow night, definitely.
Passion party Saturday.
I got something when I leave the studio
Friday.
tonight.
Oh, I'm going to see y'all Friday,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, we have
Y'all
Friday.
see y'all
Friday, Saturday.
Friday.
Well, Saturday I have something
The red carpet. Movie screening.
to movie screening.
Oh.
Did you get your ticket?
Oh.
Cornelius.
Did you RSVP? Oh my gosh. Hirsch.
Ooh.
What do we
In Duluth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you do that now while we...
I mean, really.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then he's not going to have a ticket.
We gonna be in a
Think-
car
I think I
like,
have a-
he gonna be like, hey, hey, can you...
Let me check my confirmation for this comedy
Yes,
gig
they
first.
send you the confirmation. Okay.
Let me check. So if I don't have this comedy gig, Friday.
So look,
Oh,
one of the new things I want to bring to the show is called Control the Narrative.
Control the narrative.
Control the Narrative. I'll bring out a statement or a situation. I don't know the frequency of how often I'm gonna do this yet, but just to kind of get your points on it, get your feelings on it, because sometimes I could be feeling some kind of way. And I always like to be across the board equal for everyone. So I just need a balanced thought. I have my own, but I need the balanced thought. This one is, Cornelius, you're going to love this one.
All right.
The statement, being in my truth.
Okay, what about it?
So,
Because I say that.
so to me, it has a very large potential for the one who's saying it. It allows them to justify their wrongdoing or a lie.
Allows them to, okay, so I'm pretty sure that you have an example of this because it's probably happened to you. Could you share your example?
Well, I'm not going to name names.
Okay, no names. No names. Just
Please
scenario. No names.
never give names.
Protect the innocent.
So let's just say,
You don't need a name. Just
no, I'm trying to dumb down the situation. Period. Jeez, toothpaste. All right, Mo. You're always leaving the top off this toothpaste, and it irritates me because when you open it up and you leave the top off, the paste just run down the sink, and I'm always cleaning it up. That's my truth. But in reality, I'm the one that left it open. We got a double sink. I brushed my teeth on your side of the sink and I left the cap open, but I'm complaining to you that it's always open.
Now, in that situation, I can see where you say somebody is kind of trying to
So
misusing that
correct.
statement.
So I
they
dumbed
use-
it down,
yeah.
but it will be a situation where, let's just say, and it's usually a couple situation where something happens. There's your truth, my truth, and the truth.
Okay, yeah, because that's that saying, there are three sides to every story.
Correct. So, however, there is only one thing. There's only the truth. You never hear a judge in trial say, your truth. But I'm going to let you believe that you tripped over that. I know the truth. But I still turn around like, dang, that's messed up. I got to get that door fixed.
But see, you know what? I use that's my truth differently.
Okay.
Like when I say that term, I'm actually like if I'm sharing something about my life, whatever's going on with me, or if you're sharing something about yourself. Like I've said to people when they're giving their testimony, and they're telling about their life and they're being very transparent, being honest. I will say to people, you know what? Thank you so much for sharing your truth, because that's them and that's what's going on with them. That's when I typically use it. I don't kind of use it in the way that you've experienced, Hershey. And to me, if people are using it in that way, yeah, that will.
They're crazy. Something wrong with it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
They're crazy.
because what you just said was, I agree, Mo. When people use my truth, a lot of times they tell it from their perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
And it might be a situation where, let's take something current. The situation that happened in Minneapolis with the cop.
Perfect example.
She shot the unarmed guy
Unfortunately.
and said he wouldn't comply. She could say, my truth is I was scared for my life, even though that might not be actually what happened. So I'm saying, I made a mistake and grabbed the gun and not the. But my truth is, I was afraid. See, that's when people use that, my truth.
But that's an honest my truth. What actually in this case is, my truth is, I thought I grabbed my taser, knowing she had her pistol. Because and right now with all the memes that's going on, you can see the clear difference between both items.
Mm-hmm.
They both have a different feel. They both have a different weight. Now, again, when you're as an officer, and I can contest to this because you have to be trained to hold arms. I was trained as an officer, but I just chose not to do have an arm. You still have to announce yourself and your intentions, meaning you have your pistol in front of you for quite some time before you have to use it, if you have to use it. So you telling me you have this right in front of your face and you can't tell gunmetal versus neon yellow?
Because her truth is going to be, I was afraid for my life.
That's the truth.
That is
Not
her
truth.
Her truth is, I was afraid for my life. But in essence, you might not have been afraid for your life.
Yeah. See, I haven't really heard, like, in those type of scenarios where they would use the phrase, that's my truth. You know, to me, I started hearing that a lot, just like, you know, urban type of, you know, lingo, language, like this, you know, and that's honestly where I really just started to hear it the most. And then I really started hearing it more where, like I said, when people are sharing their own life and their testimony and stuff.
Living in my truth, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you hear somebody that wants to be in a polyamorous lifestyle, and they go, I'm just living in my truth.
See, that's that bull crap.
I mean, but that's what they say, though.
That polyamory stuff.
No, that's what people go. What?
It gets you what?
What?
Gets you what?
Well, I'm just living in my I'm just living in my truth.
Yeah, you can live in your truth by yourself.
You know, I mean, how you gonna be mad because I'm living in my truth?
Live in your truth, but you will not.
That's my truth.
Nah, we don't do that.
How you gonna deny my truth?
Share.
How you gonna deny my truth?
No, sir, I do not.
So again, you see how much possible controversy on this?
What you mean you don't share? What you mean you don't share?
I don't share.
So if I ask you to pass the salt, you just gonna be selfish with the salt?
Like you used to say it.
No, I'm just saying you don't share.
I thought you was talking about
You done offer
polyamory.
you done offered me some chips before. You want some of my chips? You know what I'm saying? You want a piece of this cake? You done offered that.
You can't eat the
can't
cake.
Share.
Nope.
How y'all gonna be selfish? How you gonna pick and choose what you gonna share?
No cake for you.
I'm just playing. I mean, people. It's levels to this. There's levels to this thing.
Listen, if polyamory is for you,
Is what?
if polyamory,
Jeez.
if that lifestyle
She used the school word.
is for you, it's fine. I'm just saying,
Do you, boo?
you can't holler at me if you want to be in that lifestyle. That's all I'm saying.
And see, there's nothing wrong with that.
Don't knock it till you try it.
But you know what happens? You know what happens? This is what happens, Mo.
What happened?
I approached you, right? And you said that word, that one.
Yeah.
You got that lifestyle, right?
Okay.
And I'm just trying to add you to it. And you clearly said, I understood your with your invitation.
Right.
However,
House and ever. House and ever.
house and never, it's not for me.
Yeah, that's.
Have you ever tried
Now
something
what
new
happens
food
is-
that you never tried before?
Wait, say that again.
Have you ever tried something new like food or an activity that you never tried
I
before?
haven't actually tried pork bellies.
All right, and all right.
No,
So did you like it?
no, I didn't.
Okay. So have you ever tried something new like, oh, I like this. I didn't know I would like this. So you really can't knock something until you try it at least once.
No, I beg to differ. Yes, you
Until
can.
you try at least once.
Certain things you can be like, you know what, that ain't gonna work for me. So, and that's what I was bringing out. So because I brought this invitation, you decline
Right.
either out of sheer embarrassment or just, it hit your ego wrong. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get anger after that, right? You're gonna be like,
What do you mean? The person that's bringing it to you, they're not going to be happy.
so we're gonna go this, we gonna reenact.
Okay, let's reenact. Come
All
on.
right.
All right.
Hold on,
So
I need a
let's
drink for
set
this.
it up.
'Cause
All right,
I ain't know.
All right.
This ain't my usual topic.
Hold.
Okay.
Shout out to Cornelius.
Shout out to the bartender.
He gave us fuel.
Happy birthday. It's Aries season. Did I let you guys know?
Oh my God.
It's pollen season.
It's
Hey,
polynominuses. Pollinary series.
Okay, set it up. Because so give me the whole thing.
You ain't gotta give it. Just
No,
go.
no,
Don't it. Don't. She
No,
won't too
just
much.
follow. Just follow.
Okay.
Just go in there. Just jump.
Okay.
Man, Cornelius, thanks for bringing me out to this spot, man. It's
yeah,
been
man.
a long time since I've been outside.
Like, you needed to get out.
I know.
You need to get out. You've been.
And COVID hurt, bro.
I know COVID and this pollen. It's Aries season.
Man, I ain't know whether I had COVID or I just had a regular sinus infection.
I know, man. Hey, that's what.
Wait, you see that one, girl?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. Well, I know it's been a minute.
Hey, man, you need to shoot your shot. I know you're rusty, but go shoot your shot.
Hold on. I gotta put on my pads on.
Shoot your shot. Right?
Should I say hey shorty or
Strawberry?
okay? Excuse me, Miss Strawberry. Yeah. You know, it's the nails in the hat. Kind of cute. How you doing? I'm good. I'm Hershey. What's your name?
My name is Sasha.
Oh, Sasha. How you doing? Hey, Sasha. Man, Sasha. She fierce like that. Hey, I noticed you over there. You know, you was over there looking all cute and all that stuff. Funny how you was drinking that drink over there. You want another drink? You good?
I'm good for now.
Okay. Well, I
But
want.
I will once I finish.
And you know, I got you. So, you know, I was seeing you from afar and everything. And I would like to get to know you, me and my friends. So we kind of see each other every once in a while, and I just want to know, you know, if I get to know you, you can come over and, you know, we can.
Okay, because I'm hearing a lot of you said you and your friend. Could you
Yeah.
elaborate on that a little bit? What do you mean?
Well, there's Tisha, Natasha, Kelly, Nicole, Inez, and Alicia. You know, we just got a really close friendship.
So you want me to be a part?
Really cool and connect, you know, you and the other 10 girls.
Okay.
I see you smiling though. I see you smiling.
I think she liked that.
That's interesting. That's just not for me.
Which part is not for you?
I mean, we can go somewhere else.
Having group sex is not for me.
So technically, it's not group sex.
No.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
Yeah, it's all how you view it, right?
It's all in how you view it.
Yeah. So it's a friendship. It's sharing. It's caring. You know, as we was kids, we were sharing and caring.
Okay, so when they say sharing is caring.
So you don't like group activities?
Not sexual group activities, no.
Okay. Well, I mean, if not me, you know, Cornelius is there too. You know, we all there.
So what you want a menage a trois? That's what you're asking?
No, because menage a trois, there's only 3. It's like 20 of us total, but you know.
No, I'm not interested.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
What is your favorite category on Pornhub?
Listen.
Wait till you see my. Oh,
Well, I'm sorry. What's your name?
wait till you see my. Oh,
What's your friend name? What's your name, sir?
that's CG.
CG. I'm not interested.
Okay.
That's
See,
not kind of my thing.
look, I told you we ain't like you anyway.
Whatever.
Have you ever thought about it?
Okay. Look,
Have you ever thought about
we
it?
out the scene. You trying to bring it back?
Have you ever thought about it?
Look, you want to bring it back.
You ever thought about
I ain't
somebody?
finished yet.
Look, have I thought about it?
You ever thought about it?
No, really.
When you close your eyes and think about it, what's the first thought to come to your head?
You know what's the most like, no, I'm not. And see, you know why?
Too many hands touching me.
You want to know why I'm really not interested in that sort of thing? There's a couple of reasons why.
Okay.
One, that's not pleasing in God's eyes.
Oh.
The second thing is, I believe that when you introduce other people into your relationship, that you're possibly asking for trouble. It's almost
Yeah, definitely.
like if you're my man and all I know is you, all I know is how to please you and what you've done to me. And that's what I know. That's what I like. Now, if I step outside of that, and then Romeo, he did his tongue a little differently. He kind of twisted. He did a little something, and I said, oh.
You said what?
Oh. Right? So now I'm going back to my man, and I want to feel the
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So
You got to tell them though. You got to tell them to do that.
I just feel like when you step outside of your relationship, you're possibly going to run into some issues where you're going to introduce
Somebody's better.
and you take that, you risk
Yeah,
that chance.
you do.
Well, no. So you brought out a very good point, because I think I mentioned in another show, I was approached that way.
Really?
Yeah, and that was the very same thing I said. Because I mean, one, I'm stingy. Not gonna happen. I can't do it. I can't do it. So right. So I mean, I was jokingly saying it, but that was my truth.
There you go.
Right.
Your truth.
It's just that there is so many possibilities down the road that kind of could mess up the whole situation. One of the main things I said to her was, you know what, that's not for me, because I'm personally involved with one person, right? If I see you with somebody else, I am going to feel some kind of way. So that's, again, knowing yourself from the get-go.
Right.
You know what? So, okay, appreciate the invitation, the proposal, and everything. However, it's not for me. Doesn't mean I gotta hate you. Doesn't mean every time I see you, I'm not doing none of that stuff.
Because that's that person's thing. So
That's their thing.
Two points I want to make to both of y'all points. First point I want to make is to what Hershey said, people being, if I see you doing something, I'm going to be jealous. And I agree with that too. But the other side of me is saying, you better get your weight up. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. And the second point I got to make, because everybody says this when they go for something that they don't agree with, they always say it's not pleasing in God's eye. To me, I think that's a cop-out, because there's so many things that we do in our lives that we know are not pleasing in His eye, and yet we do it anyway.
Yeah,
so if you
so
if you're still choosing to having premarital sex, you know that ain't pleasing. You can't go, I don't want to do that because that's not pleasing. Nope. Everything you do. So that part right there, that is a cop out. Then when we don't want to do something, that's our safety valve.
That's an additional.
That's the flag.
Point.
That's the flag up. So
That's
we can't do that.
Point,
So you can't use that one, because especially when we do so many other things that are not pleasing, you can't use that as a cop. No, don't use that one. Use the other stuff you said. I agree with.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I totally agree with you, Cornelius, on that one, because the thing is, if you're gonna do right, do right.
Let me just say this.
Say it.
It's Aries season. I say what I want to say.
No. We all do that. We all go, oh, that he don't like that. But it's so many things that we do personally in our lives, and that's the judgment thing.
Right. No, I totally agree.
He like that though. He does. I mean, he don't.
No,
that's
that's absolutely true. So again, one of the major thing is like, these are the moments that you have, that you should have with yourself, being single. So you should have that sit down with yourself, talk to yourself, and answer yourself.
Say self.
Right. Look to your left.
Look what you say. Look to your left.
Self. Yeah. And your right self.
Your right self. You say self.
And these are the things that you have to ask. You know what you like, right? You know what you want in your life. So you have to be open and honest with your situation. And once you have that clarity with you know what avenues and what doors you should be walking into and don't. So my thing is that, yes, I love to have God's favor. I long for that. However, even though I know Jehovah designed me, He designed me freaky. So,
He know what he did.
He know what he did. So now I have to think about this.
He designed it. Okay. Pornhub is from God.
So now I have to think about this.
The freaky people had to have an outlet.
Right. If I want to continue my freakiness in God's favor, there is only one thing I can do.
What, get married?
Yes, find somebody compatible to let me have that.
Okay.
Right?
I'm putting it out there. I need a
There's nothing wrong with this.
Somebody need to get on bending knees. It don't even have to be a real ring. I'm okay with cubic zirconia.
Did you hear?
Look.
You're like, listen.
Look.
I love pave.
Marriage is the purpose, right? It's the purpose. It's humans that put all of these different whatever's to it
Marriage is
to make it
marriage
crazy.
is the purpose.
I'm in
The
ancient.
thing is, I mean, that's what you're supposed to be married before you have.
But I mean, just think about it. In earlier times, if we go in biblical times, did you hear them saying, you know what, this particular person had to have a diamond earring in order for them to be married?
Right? No.
You see what I'm saying? All of that stuff is marketing, and it changed because of us humans. We made it that way. So now the thing is, okay, I was bringing it back to me. These are the factors about me, why I made the decisions, why I made these decisions, right? Now, you got other people that are just total opposite. Maybe they're not as freaky. They can just, they could do without it, right? So,
We wasn't designed that way, though, Hershey.
well, I'm just saying, there's levels to this.
Okay.
You got people that
Marriage is the purpose, huh?
I mean, everybody's
no,
not freaky.
no. Purpose of marriage is companionship. Period.
Everybody is freaky. It's just levels to it.
Marriage
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
multiply,
Yes.
to multiply,
Yeah.
So,
and make the earth flourish.
right. So there's levels to this whole thing. Now the thing is, it's like if I knew I was non-freaky, and I was dating somebody that all she said was, I got a high metabolism and blah blah blah. At that point,
Say what?
I got a high. She ain't saying it in that deep voice.
That's a voice. I'm scared for you.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not scared for you. She said she got a high. Know what you better do?
Uh-oh.
Get your weight up.
That's
Whatever, you better get your.
That's
Some
true.
things you can't knock until you try.
Yeah, you can.
Listen,
I'm saying that there are some things you don't you can't knock certain things.
I'm
you
not
try.
judging. I'm not judging.
Don't
But
judge.
there was a guy
okay.
who approached me and said that exact same line. And I said,
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, that's a different setting. I wasn't talking about that.
that's
setting.
what I'm talking about.
See, but you always take it there. You always take it.
Exactly.
That's what he said.
That's
And then
exactly
you
what I
go,
said.
And you said, I'm telling you,
I'm knocking.
don't.
I ain't trying.
yeah, it's certain things. I mean, there's a list of things.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm taking it to things that were approached to me. Again, didn't fault him,
Right.
right? However,
That's your own fault.
in,
You're just trying to put
You shouldn't be such a
You shouldn't be so fast.
sexy chocolate
and,
drop.
and so you
Oh,
know what?
Hershey kisses.
I
over
took
here.
it like that. I took it as a
Can I
compliment.
lick you behind your earlobe?
This nigga.
Ill. Okay.
You
Sorry.
old sexy chocolate.
This nigga. Okay, look.
You milk chocolate.
So all I could
sexy
take
self
it
over there.
as a compliment.
Nice full lips.
Stop it. I could only take it as a compliment, right?
Did you
Now,
blush?
The difference is no. The difference is, once you understood where my stance is, right?
Right.
Do you push it further?
They should not. That's
You should not.
disrespectful.
Exactly. It's no different than a man approaching a woman,
Absolutely.
right? So, but in most cases, what happens is you have that gentleman or that even there's women that do it. I've seen it all the time. That all of a sudden, when they feel they were rejected, versus saying, thank you, but no thank you, they immediately get mad and then they start going, yeah.
So did he get mad?
You got mad because you didn't.
Not in this case. But I'm just saying there's so many different
But you
scenarios
was,
that
but
can
you
happen.
was nice though. You were nice
Yeah.
to reject them. You're like, hey man, I'm flattered.
No, I mean my exact response was when he said, "Well, don't knock it till you try it." I said,
You did.
"I'm knocking. I'm not trying it." I said, "Thank you, but
So he thought you. See, I don't know the conversation we went that far, cause
no, you got to
you
stop it
attracted.
immediately.
You gonna hold up.
Stop it immediately."
No.
Nope. So brings us back to the truth or my truth. So my thing is that in order for the truth to kind of prevail, you have to honestly and openly say exactly what happened. Because even if if you had an issue and you said, you know what, Hurts, can I talk to you? There's something that happened and I really love your advice. Okay. If you give me partial information, I'm giving my advice based off of that. Right? But you could have omitted some key points
Yep.
that if you had mentioned, I would have been like, no, you know what? You kind of messed up when you said this.
Well, see, most people don't, and that's the risk that we take when someone is like, "Hey, I want some advice." They're only going to tell you what they want to tell you. Some will be very open, and they will tell you everything because they're like, listen, I'm just gonna lay it out on the table, and I'm just gonna be raw and transparent, and just tell me what you think. There are some people that would really just be open and raw that way.
However, that's you actually looking for something that would benefit you, right? You have those that are actually, for me, if I'm asking any type of information or advice or any counseling or anything, I'm looking to better myself.
Right.
I'm not looking to build an alliance, so I'm trying to prove myself. Well, he said and she said I was right, but I already lied to both of y'all.
But, there are people, humans, we tend to do what's in our own best interest.
Right.
And,
that's the human factor.
There's, I don't know very many people who do stuff outside of their own best interest.
Yeah.
You have situations where you might do something to other people, but if it's self-preservation is always.
Look at reality shows. It's big
self-preservation.
Big on that. They on
I don't care how some people don't care how they mess over other people. It's about
man. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today because
Oh, okay.
I had a associate told me, that's my truth. I was like, oh, I hate that saying. I hate it.
You can't deny it. You can deny it. You can go. You just know the truth. Like, if that's your truth, I know that it's another truth, or the truth is out there.
And that's what my response
It's like when somebody says, I'm a minister. You can't really, you don't know if God talked to the person or not. It ain't up for you to, you know what I'm saying? You think, okay, you say that's your truth. I don't have to believe your truth.
So, should I have to validate that after my statement? Say, Mo, I was walking down the street and a dog came up and kicked me in the head. That's my truth.
See, they're using it the wrong way to me. You just can't say it like that.
I'm just saying, why would you have to validate it with that statement behind it? So, my thing is anything that you tell me, Mo, or Cornelius, I'm going to take your word for it as it is. I don't need you to validate it afterwards.
But I don't think most people use it in that context. Like, I don't think they talk and they say something and they be like, well, that's my truth. You know what? Maybe
it's about that, but it's about their opinion. It's about their perception, their perspective on something that they might be dealing with.
I haven't heard it really in that context, honestly, seriously.
Yeah, in
the way that you guys.
I've heard a lot of. I've heard a few women use it in cases of their relationships. You know what I'm saying? It might turn physical, and they just telling what happened to them, and they go, "This is my truth," and they get, "Oh, you hear it, you hear it," but then you're like, "There's another."
Right. So if you were like the actual security camera on the wall watching everything, you didn't explain the part where you threw the pan at this dude and you kept chasing him, and the reason why you fell and hit your head because he pushed you away from him to defend himself.
Lynn Whitfield in Thin Line Between Love and Hate beat her own ass with a soap and a sock.
But her truth was what?
He beat me.
Exactly.
See, that wasn't even that true.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point. So it's about perceptions. So now you got a man in jail because of...
Speaking of movies, we have our own personal Sunshine.
Oh, yeah, I did hear
that. We got to hear this story.
Okay, so this is...
Tell them yourself.
I really hope...
Hold on, real shout outs. Mo, what's up? I see you. Lonnie, thank you for tuning in. We are here chatting it, shooting the crap.
Okay, so I was sharing with you guys. Okay, I'm still celebrating, and I'm so thankful.
Really? It's Aries season?
It's Aries season.
Oh, I didn't know.
And although my birthday was officially April 12th, I am still getting gifts, and I'm getting loved on, and it's just, okay, so this is
2 days later.
I know, and I still have more dates and stuff coming up.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so this never happened to me before. But
what'd you call it? Your sunshine moment?
I call it my sunshine moment from Harlem Nights.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I had a situation where the person was like, I guess they had a couple of drinks, and you know what happens when you're drinking, and you kind of look.
No, you have to explain that, Mo.
You get it. Look.
No, go ahead. Stop dancing around it and get to it.
No, this is what happened.
Oh my God.
So the person had a couple of drinks.
Uh-huh.
Called me and was like professing their love to me and was like, I will leave everything right now. And I will start over.
What the?
I was just, my mouth was just hanging open. I was like, wait, what? Wait a minute. It was like, I'll get on the highway right now. I got money, and when I tell you, I didn't know whether to feel, I didn't know how to feel.
Hold on.
I think you might have had that a little mislabeled.
No, let me tell you, because the person is in a situation.
I know, but I think
situationship.
But I think you might have. So I think you might have had that mislabeled.
What? So what was it?
I think it's more of the from the great prophetess.
No, wait.
From the great prophetess Oaktown 357. From the great prophetess Oaktown 357.
What is that?
Hold on. I know where you're going.
No, I think the more appropriate is from the book of Oaktown 357.
Cornelius, you got to lead me into this one, bro,
Okay.
No, you gonna get it soon as I play it.
We are just.
No, that's the sunshine moment.
No, it's not the sunshine.
Yes,
This is what he was really trying to say. He wanted the words from the great orators of Oaktown 357.
Oh man, hold
Verse
on.
1.
I ain't even do a sound check for this one.
Delio Show. Today's Delio's guests are LaDogma, Diana Barr, and Tina Burner.
I never said
The problem, men. How do you keep them?
I got
These women will share some of their experiences with us today. But some women seem to have no trouble at all. How do they do it?
I know what you're talking about.
You say got him crazy.
If you ain't got it, I got it. Right?
No, I get it's just that sort of.
The private, that's what he was saying. He was saying, Mo, I don't know how, but a polite way is, Juicy got him crazy.
Hey, Debbie, I see you.
Go coast.
You had somebody
Cold going mad.
Cold going.
He called you and said,
You can't say don't get no juice, boy, you won't make it.
See, I'll turn around right now. He said, I'll turn around
Oh
right
man.
now. If he said, I turn around.
Why you trying to bring that negative energy to me?
If he said, I turn around
Is
right
it
now.
negative, really?
Yes, that is negative.
How's it negative?
Because I wouldn't do that to another.
How did he know? How did he know?
What do you mean?
How did he know?
Wait a minute. What do you mean? How did he know?
No, the first thing is,
I'm saying,
did you know this person?
Yes.
And so
Years.
so y'all have, okay, so he been fiending for a while. Jodeci.
He been watching it.
Yeah.
Fiending. Oh, so he's been fiending for another hit.
He been watching it. Another.
You know, like
He,
how somebody.
only way you can say that is if you've had the first taste.
No.
You've had to have, you can't, there's no way to hit a sunshine
man.
moment if you never had a sample. You can't do a sunshine moment if you never.
Has a point.
That's why I was like.
No.
Point.
I'm serious. I'm telling you. I promise you.
You like.
Never. I never.
Okay, so that ain't a sunshine moment. Sunshine moment is.
This was, for somebody to say, like, the first time I saw you, I knew you was the one. that has always been his thing to me. You know, I've always been in y'all laughing at me. I'm serious right here.
This was her theme song.
I've never Hershey.
Designing what that.
I've never done.
Hit that. You liking what you see?
You trying to run?
No.
The drip got you in heat.
So y'all don't believe in love at first sight?
No, I never said that. I never said that.
No, but Cornelius, you're saying that the person I would have had to do something with the person.
She said done. She said done.
Mo.
She said done.
For your statement to say,
Yeah.
I had my sunshine moment, which if you pay attention to Harlem Night,
I know.
the dude made the call. He got it and got the phone and said, This the greatest day of my life.
Wait a minute. Lonnie said men and women think completely different. This is almost 100% true.
Listen.
Lonnie strikes again.
Listen,
So look.
if he didn't.
We're not saying we don't believe
I know
you.
what you're saying,
Yes.
but I know, so for it to be a true sunshine moment,
I just got one question.
There would have had to have been some intimacy, is what you're saying.
No, I'm starting from the very beginning. Sunshine approached the dude.
Right, to lure him in, but that's not.
And you brought him a drink too?
No.
This a dude from the club?
No.
Or this somebody else?
Is this when you left the studio? You said I got to get out of here real quick.
No, this is not recent. Oh my gosh.
I'm just trying to break
Oh,
it down.
no. This is
That was somebody else.
When I was in New York. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
this weekend. Okay.
But it happened just recently.
Did he do this right here?
What?
Hey, yeah, he did. Oh,
Y'all tripping.
if Aries season is like that, I don't want no Aries.
No.
This is Aries season.
Hey, keep staying away from
Hey,
me.
girl.
No,
Are you
I
ready?
think it's sweet because I never did anything.
Did he pull an E40 on you?
You can.
No, just listen for like 10 plus years. But I've been in long-term relationships, and I don't.
So
No,
you,
that's dope. That's dope.
I mean, that's awesome. But
That's dope.
so he must have felt real comfortable with you to say that.
Yes,
Why did he feel that comfortable to say that if y'all have never?
What'd you have on, Mo?
Why did he say I would turn around? Where was he coming from?
listen.
Why'd she stop?
Virginia.
Oh, where was he coming from? Virginia?
Listen.
Oh, he was coming. He was going back to
I did
Virginia.
not see. Listen to me. I got a phone call.
Uh-huh.
And
Wait.
It was apparent that the person had several drinks.
And they was in Virginia.
It was in Virginia.
So y'all was in different states in this conversation.
Yes.
And he said,
This was last week.
girl, I'll come get that thing right now.
He said, I'll leave everything right now. You tell me
Right now.
right now. I'll start over fresh.
This is it. That's it. There. What you tell him?
This is when the phone rang.
Do what
And
you
you
say.
picked up. And you said hello.
No, I actually was very surprised. I was not expecting.
Did you hang up the phone?
No, I didn't hang up.
How long did the conversation last?
I let the person get out what they want. Look, I let them speak their truth.
You let them get it out.
I let them get it out.
Did they go, ooh?
I walked into that.
Let me get this
You
out.
set that one up.
Let me get this
You
out.
lobbed it. Don't be mad for Cornelius for dunking it.
Let me get this out.
No, like I said, I let him speak, freely.
Okay.
Let him express himself.
Well, that was clear.
And what'd you say?
I just let him, and I said.
That's honorable.
That's nice.
I said,
Did you say that's sweet?
No, I said, listen, when you're trying to calm somebody down and they're telling you, let me talk. I said, okay.
Oh, so he was upset.
I gotta get this out.
Because I kept trying to, let me talk. You gotta listen to me. I love you.
Okay, so
So he been trying to get that out for a minute.
you should have just said, that's so sweet.
And no,
That's the killer to guys. That's the killer to a guy.
This is the thing, and this is to anybody that's like in a situation like that. Listen, you can't come at me like that. When you in a situation, I'm not that person. I'm
She said
not. I'm not.
Unless
you know
you Idris
First of all,
Elba.
because I never want that to happen to me.
Hey.
I can never do that to.
Hey, I
don't
get it.
care how unhappy you are in your situation.
I get it.
Hey, you need to fix it first.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
But
I said, listen, if you ever, and I don't know if I'll be free, but you can't come at me and
Not
So
have
we
your
have to be
things
on the
together.
same journey.
Yeah, I get it. So
he said, though, to his defense,
But
I will leave everything. Meaning he wasn't saying I'm going to keep that too. He said, I'm going to leave everything and start over. He did say it, so he did give you what you asked for.
So
that's a good name.
what I don't like, which I'm totally in agreement with Mo, he did not complete his current situation, wherever it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Whatever it is.
Thank you.
And we were talking about this earlier about being able to benefit your partner,
Yep.
right? When we're single or for whatever situation, okay, that is the time to find our best self.
Yep.
Okay.
Listen,
That's-
in your singleness.
In your singleness, that is the time to find your best self. So when you do get with somebody, you're already set. You're not trying to figure it out
Right.
afterwards because now the other person is like, well, what's going on? Right. So now, just based off of your scenario, he's in a situationship.
Married.
Right. But
Yeah,
now,
no, that's definitely don't do that. That's
right.
wrong.
But now you got women that are not like you, Mo. Okay. Let's just put it out there and be like, all right, well, we could do us until you get that situation fixed.
Yeah.
Right. So you got people that's wanting to sit there and create a bridge before it's actually legit. Right. So the whole thing again is, even if you're in a situationship or you're single or whatever your current situation is right now, figure that out first before you move on to another one, because all you're doing is making it crazy for yourself.
Right.
Right. So.
And yeah, and I mean, like I said, this has been a situation from even when I was in New York. Always trying to, but honestly, I've been in 2 long-term relationships that took the bulk of my life. And so, yeah, you come holler at me, I'm already in the situation.
No, that's dope though.
Yeah, look, I'm not a cheater. Sorry.
Good.
Yeah, I'm not. My situation. No, seriously, I'm like, no.
I agree with that. I think that is a honorable thing.
Yes. You don't hear that often.
My grandfather's advice still rings true.
Here we go.
Oh gosh, what?
What's the
If
advice?
the conditions are right, a tornado will happen.
No. Okay, I'm gonna listen to what you're saying. Look, go ahead.
If the conditions are right, a tornado will happen.
I agree. However, we can put ourselves in that tornado or not.
There you go.
Well, I mean, you
can see it coming.
Yeah, but
You know, look, we know as humans, we know it's
your
coming.
new nickname is SCP.
Sound like this one.
That's your new nickname. Your new nickname is SCP.
What?
Your new nickname is SCP.
I cannot tell that.
SCP. You know, that thing be following up the bone, boy.
You know what? Hey, Kissonians, thank y'all for tuning in. What are y'all thoughts on this scenario? What do you think Mo should have done? No, you know what? What would you have done in this scenario?
Hung up the phone.
Because this is what I'm saying. Because there are certain people that, you know what? I ain't listening to you. Hung up the phone. Or because of, you said you've known this person for a while. So you granted that opportunity to hear him out and being able to console him in the way that you should.
Right, I didn't.
Because of your tenure with this person. So that's totally understandable. I get it. I get it.
I didn't want to. I shot him down in a nice way.
That wasn't a shoot down.
Huh?
That wasn't a shoot down.
What was that?
So for me, a shoot down is you done.
Okay.
You killed it.
What I'm saying, like,
Shoot down is
I let him
that's so sweet.
express himself. You know,
Yeah.
because when somebody is really expressing their feelings,
Yeah.
not right, wrong, and different.
Correct.
He's in a situation, but the feelings are the feelings.
Yeah.
Okay, and I get it. And, and then you're hearing you're not listening to me. Nobody will ever love you like you're getting all of it. And I'm just like.
Well, you did say he was drinking.
And that's when they let it out.
So now I'm gonna tell you.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
I'm gonna tell you.
No situation.
I'm gonna tell you from my younger experiencing of going under Alcohol Anonymous counseling. I wasn't the one that I had to go for, so just understand. One of the things that I've learned is that alcohol opens up the filter for the individual.
Okay.
So in most cases, everything that you could possibly feel or wanted to say, when you have enough liquor in you, that's when it comes out, because your brain is not telling it to stop. You're not stopping yourself from saying, because look, we're all humans. We can see somebody walking down the street and we got an opinion on that person, but do you yell it out or do you just keep it to yourself?
Keep it to yourself.
Alcohol shuts that filter off.
I'm proud of you that you handle it that way.
Shout out. What's up, Trina? Thank you for tuning in.
Everybody might not have, but even the people who don't handle it, that was where you think, hey, man.
Now, in your case, because that individual was one of your friends, and I totally understand that, similar situation, I get it. You're granting that person the opportunity to kind of redeem themselves without losing your friendship. That's all you did. So, and in most cases, unfortunately, we're humans, and this is what happens. Something happens, even if it's a job, oh man, I shouldn't have made this choice, but damn, I did like Mo when I was in high school. You see, those are the things, because it never happened. Yeah. You start going back to like, okay, I made a bad decision now.
Yeah. It ain't happened.
I wonder what it would have happened if
it ain't happened on whose part. It ain't happened on whose part.
I'm just basing everything I'm hearing tonight.
I'm saying it happened. It happened.
But that's what, when you start drinking, like you said, and you start thinking about, man, okay, I know I made this decision, but, this, I always wanted this and this and that. And my thing is, honestly, we have choices.
Yeah, we always do.
So
you got choices. I like that.
You have to be okay with the choices that you made.
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Correct.
You have to choose.
Look,
yes.
Which sin he gonna talk about.
You know what? One of my favorite things was when I was a kid. There was this these series of books that came out where you would read like 10 pages. Chapters were like 10 pages, and then at the end of the chapter, it asked you what you would do in this scenario, and they give you like 3 options.
What kind of book you were reading?
I forgot what it was. However, it was once you
Archie and Jughead comic book.
No, it wasn't. But in the like I said, in the end of that chapter, it would say, "Would you A, B, or C?" Okay. Based off what you chose, it tells you, okay, start your reading at page 68.
Okay.
Oh, the interactive books things.
Correct. So it will start that, and then based off of your decision, it continues on based off of that. So one thing it did teach me is just what you said. Choices. Right? What if you chose, I hate to say it this way, you know what? If your situation was not on the level that you are right now and you just wanted to be free and happy, you know what? Come on, get this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Skip what consequences can come by here. I need something right now. You in New York, ain't no way in the world this person gonna know. Tell you on a business trip. Something like that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You could have went that route, and then now at that point, you can risk any consequence or anything that happens after that.
Yeah. I'm the type of person, honestly, and this is what I shared with the person. I never allowed myself to even, I can shut myself.
Yeah.
I can, if I'm not emotionally invested, like in the heart, I can cut you. Like, excuse me, didn't mean to cuss.
Yeah.
We ain't on radio.
I can just, I can shut it down. And I shared with them, I said, you're in a situation, I won't even allow myself to even go down that road.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do it.
Great choice.
Great choice.
Great choice.
I'm not going to do that.
The difference is, though, I think people make choices all the time. And I joke about it because we have to pick and choose what sins we want to go before God for. I mean, really, he gonna look at them all the same. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he gonna look at them. You know, when you looked at the book and yours was making choices.
Correct.
My favorite growing up was Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny had a pie in his hand. And Elmer Fudd, he said, if I do this, I get a whooping.
I do this.
I do this. That was my philosophy. And I also grew
I got a pie in his hand.
Yeah, I also grew up as a Baptist. I grew up as a Baptist, and the pastor always taught you about forgiveness.
I can't
So
breathe.
you just do what you want to do, and just say, "God, forgive me."
Pie. I got the pie. Forgive me, Lord.
I learned.
I'm free.
I learned to. I heard a friend of mine tell me that whenever he did things that were wrong and sin, he would always give thanks first. He would say, because the words say acknowledge.
Oh.
So, God, thank you for allowing me to go tatters up.
That makes it okay.
It don't make it okay. It don't make. But I'm like, you know, that's
You know what? But it's
you're
funny.
taking your sin. You know, I mean, that's what I said. You got to choose your sin.
Cornelius, it's
For
funny.
you.
You're right. 'cause
You had
one
mentioned
sweet
that.
sin is sin,
Yeah.
And I have,
So if he'd have been single, Mo, I didn't mean like, okay, let me go ahead. Come on here and
No, you.
Juicy got him crazy.
It,
If he was single.
it's funny that you had mentioned that because remember the friend, the mutual friend that we
Yeah.
knew that I didn't know Cornelius, but that was a young woman that I was dating like years ago. Didn't realize that he knew her.
okay.
Right, and this is like years afterwards. One of the things is that we were very active and everything, but then she after the whole session she would be like, "Oh man, we shouldn't have done that," and then she wanted to start quoting scripture, and I'm like, "Hold on."
He was like, don't do that.
Don't do that. Do not make me the devil. Now, again, I have a very spiritual background. I get it. So, again, when we were talking about earlier about choosing your sins and everything, I knew because I was single and I was not married to this woman and us having relations, I knew it was wrong. But we still chose that. Now, it's not on a level where she was married and I was married and then we was having relations. It was not that situation.
It's still the same sin. Though.
It's still the same sin, yes.
Like,
However,
you did this.
right. However, don't wake up next to me talking about, oh, we shouldn't have done that. Right. You shouldn't have. You should. No. Hold on. You shouldn't have reached over and grabbed me. That's what shouldn't have happened. So my thing is again, out of all people that she may have been with, I'm saying I would have understood if you told me this is the route I'm trying to take. Right? I'd be like, got you. Cool. No pressure here.
None, no pressure.
But don't do that and you're drinking and then all of a sudden
You go, hey.
I'm trying to figure out, hey, where's someone go? And then she come around the corner with no clothes on.
You go, hey.
You're like, wait a minute.
Oh, no. Wait. You had said what you weren't going to do.
Yeah.
That's gonna, don't do that to a dude.
Yeah.
Either you gonna give it free,
just,
give it freely.
This is for all my other religious people. Single.
Okay. I'm single.
Have you ever had something so good where you like question going to hell? You go, I got to go get that again. I know this is wrong, but yeah, like, this is you shouldn't have made it that good
Look,
if you don't.
I'm
make it
only
that good.
reflecting.
You go, I got to go.
It was either that.
You know you're gonna go to hell for this. Well, okay then. As long as this coming with me.
I'm trying to make myself happy permanently. I'm just,
You know, working on some things. I'm working on some
You know,
things.
and you know
he
what?
just fine as a wife.
I
but
hate
I
to
can't
say
find
it.
if I can't try it out.
I hate to say it. The thing is that when I was single and I was dating, yes, I was active. However, in my mindset and for me to,
In his truth.
in my truth,
That's what we do. We justify it. We justify
exactly,
We justify.
exactly. In my truth, and my way of justifying is that my intentions is to make this woman an honest woman. I'm looking towards marriage.
Right.
That is the reason
I
why.
know, but you shouldn't have been doing
I
it.
shouldn't have been doing it.
You were looking for marriage from all of them?
No, honestly.
At the moment, I was looking for marriage.
Yes.
At the moment.
So understand, I wasn't just a habitual dater. Understand, it was levels to this.
that ain't
ish.
got nothing to do with dating.
No, it was.
What?
I wasn't. Everyone that I've dated, I have not been intimate with.
And everybody you be intimate with, you ain't dated.
Incorrect, Cornelius.
I'm just
I've
saying.
only been intimate with the women that I was honestly interested of her pursuing as my wife.
Okay. And listen, I'm there with you too.
I'm
Now-
applauding you.
In that process, if it went downhill, that is not my fault. I'm only telling you about my intentions.
Okay, so this is the thing. All right. So if you're in a situation where you're exploring the possibilities, right?
Correct.
And so you feel like, hey, I think I may have a connection with this person, and so you share intimacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
I need some more drink.
you find out, okay, that it's not going that way, or like you're on different paths.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you stop the intimacy? Have you stopped the intimacy?
I'll stop it. Now that's the conversation as an adult you should have.
I think you should.
Now, ideally, you're hoping to figure out some things that's going to tell you that this is a good fit or not. So the whole, let's understand, the physical part is easy.
Yeah.
That's the easy part.
For some people, it's the hard part.
Literally.
I mean, for some people, it's the hard part. I mean, really, for some people, it's the hard part because you hear people all the time talking about how they're compatible everywhere else, but then when they get into that space, they're not.
That's true.
now
That's true.
okay.
That's
Okay.
true. Yeah, I get
They
it.
like, man, this person is the bomb.
Yeah, but you get to that.
Well, now you have,
Intimacy is not.
so you got to understand, as humans, everything's not going to be perfect. You can have a perfect bond mentally, spiritually, and financially, right? But physically, it just does not happen.
I think that's a problem.
However, these are some of the things you have to figure out when you're single.
Oh yeah, because you got to find out what's really important to you.
Correct. There's some things that well, you know what? This is not, because of who this person is, this is not as important as I thought it was.
Finding out yourself when you're single is fine and dandy. However, some things you're not going to find out about yourself until you're involved.
No, I agree.
Until you, I mean, something because
I was
you
in
lean
this-
into your own understanding a lot of times
Yeah.
about things just because it's just you.
Now there was situations where I was not as happy with the financial situation.
Okay.
All right, the other person was not as financially literate.
Okay.
Right, always complaining. I ain't got no money. This is blah blah blah. But for me, that I was groomed to, providing everything. I mean, my mom was HR accountant, and my first job was working in a bank. So I started seeing how to govern my money and invest in all of that stuff, right? I was trying.
He's just been the perfect person.
I'm not saying I was perfect. I'm just saying
No one is perfect.
nobody's perfect, but I do learn a lot. And when I see that it works, I apply it. Being a basketball player, I would not take training from Junebug down the street if I had access to Michael Jordan.
Right.
That don't make sense to me.
Right.
Not denying Junebug. However, Mike got shoes.
But Mike might be a horrible trainer.
You gonna go to
He might be a horrible trainer, but I'm looking at his career and where he's got his track
Worked
record.
at a bank. I made deposits in banks.
I did. So now the thing is like those are the things that you figure out. But however, I didn't figure out till after you got in a relationship. Well, you know what? She got all this debt, and she looked for me to fix that. That's $10,000. Or she can now.
But isn't that part of when you are, what did you say, courting?
That's the part of the courting that you should be learning.
Be learning
However,
and acquiring data.
however,
Person.
how many times that we don't find out about this stuff until after you make the commitment?
Now
Well,
that is true. Well,
Unfortunately.
no, that means the person wasn't honest. Like either you didn't ask.
That's
for
my
the
point.
Information, or the person was not honest.
You didn't
And
ask.
then you was bamboozled. Because if you asked and they told you
Run 'em up.
lie, then you was bamboozled.
You got to
Run
ask
'em
the
up.
right questions.
You said what?
Run them up.
You said
Bamboozled.
You said bamboozled. I said run them up.
Oh, you said
Led astray.
Led astray.
You was led astray.
So, well, again, and this is the like the weird part for me. It's like certain things I wouldn't ask questions about because I feel, as we talked about earlier, in me, I should already have this situation taken care of before I can even say, Mo, let's try to work some things out as a couple. I'm not going to sit here and say we can be something, knowing you got to work, right? Mm-hmm. You don't like a beater in the house, right? You don't like violence in the house. You like somebody to be able to take care of the things that both of you will accumulate in life, right? There's a progression of it. Even if you started when you were younger, you started in an apartment, both of y'all had one car. You started getting further in your career. Now you're making more money. Now you got 2 cars, a bigger house, kids, dog, all of this stuff. But it's both of y'all going into this, all right?
Okay.
Do you maintain that or do you just let it fall through? These are some of the traits that you have to be able to have a controlling factor in order to continue building that relationship.
Question is, though, I mean, the issue is everyone doesn't think the same.
No, they don't.
So if you say, I don't feel like I asked this question, you have to because that person is not you.
Now, that's what I'm learning.
Yeah, you have to ask them. You have to actually get that clarity so y'all can go. And I think sometimes you do meet somebody and they might be in debt. That doesn't mean that, they just had a different spot on that wheel, on their head. So they at this part here. So, I mean, it doesn't. And it's like when you look at these reality love dating shows, you hear all the women, you hear a lot of women say they have their career, everything else, and they just want to get married, and so it's like they got it compartmentalized. And sometimes life doesn't happen in compartments like that.
Well, Cornelius, you and I talked about this. There was a family situation. Like I told you, in regards to my father's death, there were family members that came up, and then I found out a lot about them during my father's death. You find out about people in general during certain times when both of us or all of us should be like, you know what? We need to pull up our bootstraps and figure this out and get this done. Right. Instead of, Cornelius, you handle this. And I'll wait till you get this all together. Right. You see what I'm saying? So you find out about a lot of people during these times, and unfortunately it happens when you get into relationships where if we're talking about getting married, Mo, what does marriage involve? Now, and before I go into the rest of my statement, just as a woman, right? What do you feel being married involves?
Well, the first thing for me when I think of marriage, I think of it as a partnership.
Okay, so define partnership.
Okay. So for me, there's a couple of things that come into play, okay, with marriage.
Okay.
So, one, this is, this partnership is going to be, ideally, that we are equally yoked.
Okay.
In the sense that what is important to me is also important to you. Example.
Okay.
If finances are important to me, I'm looking for someone where finances are important to them. I'm not saying that, because one can be better than the other. Because I feel like people can balance each other out. Like,
definitely.
I can be with somebody and they can be better with the finances.
Correct.
But
let them handle that. Let them handle it.
Somebody that is who cares about self-care, about their health, how they look, how they're groomed. Somebody that cares about family. Yeah. Loyalty. Right. So for me, once I find that person, to me, it's about it's a partnership. To me, in the marriage, I look at marriage. I mean, now that I'm older, when I was young, I really just didn't know, honestly. Like,
you can't really count that. Yeah,
it's like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get married, and the person you love, and this and that. But as you get older, you really understand who you need to look for. when you are looking to marry someone.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting you had mentioned that, because I've always had this saying. Is like, well, it's not even a saying, something that I stand by. Unfortunately, people look for marriage for the title, not the responsibility.
Now, when you say not the responsibility,
So as a wife,
okay,
as a husband, there are things we should handle. There are things that we have to handle.
now when you say we
As a husband and a
couple,
wife, as a couple.
as a couple. Now, give me an example, like when you said there were things that we should handle as a couple. Because when I think of that, when you say that we should handle, to me this is conversation
Yeah.
that I've had with my fiance. You know, like we've had these conversations, like, and I'm just gonna go back, and I know you said you know want to change the name, and I don't want to say the rule book or the
The playbook.
The playbook.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, honestly, I mean, I really like that concept
It's
because
a huge, yeah.
it's what those two people decide for their lives.
Exactly.
What it's going to be.
Exactly.
Even if they decide to switch the road, be like, okay, listen, you know I don't like taking out the garbage, and you got, well, I don't mind bagging up the garbage if that works for them.
If that works for them, that's
If that
fine.
works for them, that's what I'm saying.
That's the perfect playbook. The thing is that everybody thinks certain standards apply to every house.
No.
Now, when you talk about a couple and their four walls, it's what they want,
Right. Agreed.
right?
Yes.
As long as both of y'all have an understanding, I got this, you got this,
Right.
because I don't see it as a big thing. I'm groomed for it. This is normally what I would do, not a huge thing. And if you handle that, which is something that I normally wouldn't do, cool. That's why in the Bible it says become whole. Right? We're all not perfect, but there are some things that I might see and maybe identify as a chore. And unfortunately, the word chore is kind of a derogatory word, right? It's like, oh man, I don't want to cut the grass, gosh. But if my wife was like already out there, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, well, she's okay with it.
Right.
Let's keep that going. You know what? If she's cutting the grass, I ain't got no problem doing laundry.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Either way, the responsibilities of things that needed to be done in your house are still getting done. It don't matter who does it.
Right. And like you said, I think Cornelius has brought up this point too before. You know, we get so conditioned to what society said the roles or what we was taught
Yeah.
roles were, and once you get older and you get into the world and you allow yourself honestly to just be open-minded and to explore and just say, you know what?
Yeah.
We got to do what works
For us. Now, what happens that is bad during the courting session, during the dating session, the engagement session, it's like, I'm this person. However long that term was before you got married, you portrayed that person. After you say, yeah, I do, that representative come out. After you say, I do, stuff drops. And it's like now that one person is handling everything.
Yeah, I know
Now you feel bamboozled, trap, run them up.
Yeah, because we don't have those kind of conversations. Well, like you said, you can a lot of times you just assume, or you assume what the other person's thinking instead of having those conversations.
No, sometimes we think we're having this conversation. It's just that.
I mean, but that's what.
Yeah.
Do you see? If you're unsure of it, I mean, even when you see that other person come out, that's when I'm talking about having those conversations. Not when you're being cool and everything, but when those tough moments come, you having that conversation, and are you getting clarity? Because I think that's what happens a lot of times in my own past relationships. It wasn't getting that clarity and making sure my parts were being clear. And understand where they would come from. So not when it's all good, you talking, because everybody can say whatever they're gonna say then.
Right.
Yeah.
But when that moment happens, that's when
That's what we were talking about.
When that moment happens, you go, oh, you reacted a different way than what you normally would say.
When it's time to switch on.
How do we have those moments? And then that's what defines your relationship.
Well, I guess, I'm a different breed. So my thing is, if I say I'm going to do something,
Yeah, because
I'm going to continue it. I'm going to lock it in. And I shouldn't have to have Mo remind me every freaking time that it's time for me to do what I said I was going to do.
Right.
To do it now, it's because of her cue is why I did it, not because I needed to do it, because I said that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right, like you said, and I mean that just speaks to your character and the type of person you are. But you know, to Cornelius's point, like you were saying, like those conversations have to be had. And
Did you change the light bulb?
Yeah.
Change the light bulb.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that just having like, oh, did you do something?
Like, oh my God, that light bothering you that much.
But you know, that's not something.
You walk around in the dark anyway.
Like little things, but I just think
Even though they little things, and this is what I really had to learn.
Yeah.
I had to learn this that because we're all individuals.
Okay.
Something that might be a 1 or 3 to me might be a 10 to you.
Yep.
And I can't go, that's a little thing, because
Right.
I have to understand, like, everything can't be a 10 to you. And everything can't be a 10 to me. So I got to be able to say, okay, what is this? I mean, that is when we talk about having conversation.
Absolutely.
Those things have to happen.
You know what?
It took me a long time to learn that stuff.
I've learned that too. And I talk to my wife all the time, and I label it as a thing. Right? Certain things are pet peeves to me. Right? But on hindsight, it's something that shouldn't be even argued about, right?
Right.
So now at that point, now that I've already recognized that and I realize that, it's up to me to curve my thought patterns. I'm not going to make a big thing out of that tube of toothpaste when it's not a huge issue, right? That's for me to curve.
Right.
If the toothpaste is a big issue, what is underneath the toothpaste?
The sink?
I mean,
Like,
because it's because that's what happens a lot of times.
Right.
It's something else. It's like I really have been watching these reality dating shows. And
He's doing research. He's doing research.
But I watch it with a different eye now because it's the communication. It's like, oh, this is what this person is saying. And or we'll say things out of anger at the moment, out of emotion, and then you really want to say this. It's like, wow, okay. So then when you get past all that other stuff you said, what is it what's the real problem? I'm mad because you can't keep the toothpaste on. You really mad at me about the toothpaste?
It's like, really? That's
No, sometimes it's just a matter of I'm tired of cleaning.
It might be that.
You know what? And this is a funny situation. I'm not going to say who. I had a situation where things around the house was just in disarray. And I found myself always picking it up to a point where I was tired coming home from work and I'm stepping over stuff and I shouldn't have, just to go to sleep. Okay. So at some point I said, you know what? I'm going to pick all these clothes up. And I said, I need you to do something for me. She said, what? All right, follow me. And every time I drop something, pick it up. What? Just don't ask questions. Just humor me. Can you do this? Just please, this one thing. Fine. I went around the whole house, just drop clothes. She's picking up. After not even 5 minutes, after almost 40 seconds, she got frustrated. Like, oh, this is getting on my nerves. Why are you doing that? And I said, that's my point. It's irritating. Every time I come home, I pick something up, I put it away where it's supposed to be, I come back, it is right back on the floor. In a way of just normal traffic flow.
Is it preventing you from getting to bed going to sleep?
Yes.
I don't know how. You just put it on top of it.
no. He goes
If you got pans on the thing, just ball them up and put them up under your head.
Bro, when you had clothes on the floor, clothes on the bed, every time I had to go to bed, I got to shove stuff down on the floor in order to go to sleep. And then when I wake up in the morning, I got to step over the same, man.
But if you think about it, you can really keep your mind sharp with all them clothes on the floor by creating a maze. See, it's a maze on the floor. You're like, oh.
Again, that's his thing.
If you could get to the bathroom in the dark with all the clothes on the floor, you win.
Bro, I got tired of boom.
You win. See, that means you ain't mastered the maze. See, that's just, you got to see the pattern.
Is that what
you
it
got
was?
to see the pattern.
Okay.
See, but that's, when
I
we're
to be
talking about
holding.
having the conversations, right, while you're courting, you're dating, and you get to see how a person lives, how they do. Like, and I tell you, listen, I'm not a person, I know how to cook, but I'm not like the best cook.
Which is
And
cool.
I've been, but I am willing to, for the right person. Like if I'm in a relationship and I know he loves her, I'm willing to take a cooking course. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to try.
What if he's a chef, Mo?
I'm with you 100% on what you said, but the problem is, what Hurt said. And I don't think it's represented sometimes. I think somebody could tell you, let's say if Hurts go, you date somebody, they go, I just like things in its place and neat. And you go, oh, I can deal with that. But then when you get in the situation with them, they over the top neat, and you going. They told you they were though, but you know. Yeah, you going. Wait a minute. I got 2 pieces because in his mind it might be clothes all over the place. In their mind it might be it's just 2 little pieces of clothes.
No.
But you see what I'm saying about perception?
We
on that?
talking laundry baskets,
you going,
clothes everywhere.
Though it's just right there. I mean,
but again, these are some of the things that you learn.
Can you live with it and can you not?
And I'm gonna tell you. At that time, dating this young woman, father and I were really, really close, and he was like, "You know what? I'm glad you come over here all the time," and it threw me off. Well, I mean, it didn't throw me off, but just for him to come out and say that, I was curious. I was like, "Why'd you say that?" Well, we know when you coming over because she clean up. Wow. Now this is when I was younger. This is when I was younger as a teenager. Okay. So I saw it viewpoint as a compliment. Right? Okay. She cares enough about me in order to tidy up and be her best self.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Right. The thing is continuity.
She couldn't keep it up.
You got to keep that
Look,
up.
she's a creative. People do that. Walk in there, boom. I mean, if you with a woman, if you've been living with a woman at any point in time, you're liable to find at the beginning of the week to the end of the work week, you might see a bra in very different locations. On Monday, it might be in the bed, on the bedroom, because they done changed the clothes. By Friday, it's by the front door, because they doing it here. I am sick and tired of this.
I mean, no, I've only had
one living
in my life.
Bro, it's different.
My dating relationship, I only had one.
That's how you title them? Living here?
I only had one living, unless she had one tenant. Only had one tenant. Have you noticed that Mo had made a very point that she said, I've only had two long-term relationships.
You stop paying his rent.
Mo treat relationships like she get cars. Like, I only had 2 long-term cars.
How did he pay his rent, Mo? How did he pay his rent?
How did he pay his rent?
How you pay his rent?
Wait a minute, what's up? Oh, yeah.
I've only had 2 boyfriends I've only had dated 2 people.
No,
I've only dated 2 serious relationships.
2 long-term. I mean, I've dated.
So she had short-term relationships, but she don't talk about those.
Like, yeah.
How many you go? Ooh, he don't count. How many of those are there? Well, see, exactly. Oh, he don't count. He don't count. He don't count. We just went to dinner.
He didn't pass the probationary period.
How many years?
That's cool. There ain't nothing wrong with it. But all I'm saying is that after you learn a person, and then you start getting to a point where, okay, I can see this can happen. And then you like, I'm yours. Let's make this happen. And then the other person like, cool, let's make this happen. And then we happy, this is gonna work. And then all of a sudden, the real person comes out.
See, that's the wrong.
But they've been there.
Yeah,
not according to.
You just had the goggles on. You going, yeah.
Not necessarily.
There are some situations. I know somebody.
You got some people that can hide this really good.
They did they swooned her. And
yeah.
All of this stuff, and then when they got married, him changed.
Him probably said it in the beginning.
But no,
and she didn't listen.
So what was said was he was just laying it right. She, like you said, Cornelia, she saw the writings on the wall.
She saw what she wanted.
So
he was laying it right, and she said,
I'm okay with that.
I can deal.
Now, this is where we go back to the topic of the day, my truth. Right? Did you actually see it and you overlooked it because some other things kind of weighed higher?
Either way, it's your truth.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's your truth.
That is the truth. So you have to, at that point, take the responsibility. You know what? I did know this dude was dirty, but he was laying it down and putting me to sleep every night. And I prioritize that. That's your truth.
See, and that's why you have to be careful when you decide what's important.
Exactly.
You don't have to be careful. What's important to you is important to you.
No, but okay, you're right.
It's
but
important
this
to
is
you.
the thing. Then don't complain if
there you go.
If the guy is laying it down right, but he doesn't communicate with you, he doesn't show his emotion, he's not there for you to support you, but he's giving it to you.
You you have to understand. Hold on.
Thank you.
Hold on. If
Thank
he's
you.
laying it down and he don't communicate and express his feelings, he might be doing it through the laying it down.
No.
Have you ever thought about that? He might be.
Emotional.
He might be.
really love that dinner
He might be. Just, you can show your appreciation in many
That
different
dress you had on.
Yes, there are some people that show their
Love language, yeah.
is physical. Their love language is acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I get it, and which is very important. You need to know a person's love
You need
language,
to
and I
know.
didn't learn that until later. Honestly,
Look.
in life.
When that book
And that was a
came out,
game changer for
yes,
me.
when
Now
that book came
game
out,
changer.
What is
I
your
was
love language?
in my process.
What you say, Goldie?
What's your love language, Mo?
My love language is physicality and acts of service.
Physicality,
Yeah, I'm physical. I'm
physical touch,
Yeah,
physical touch, and
and
Acts of service. I'm the
acts of
same way.
service. You want people to do stuff for you.
I've learned.
That's what acts of service is. Acts of service.
Acts of service is
Look it up.
give.
Yeah.
No,
Acts of
acts of
service is you do for
look it up. Acts of service is when people do things for you, that makes you feel.
Y'all not communicating.
no. Then that's not my no.
Acts of service. Physical touch is like when people give you. I mean, you're a physical person,
Yeah.
so cause like gifts, like
Yeah,
receiving.
Like you show me.
So your love language is what you need to feel loved. It's not what you give to feel loved. What do you need? What do you need for your love tank to be filled?
Yes, physical.
Physical touch. So somebody hugging you,
Yeah.
being touchy, feeling, holding hands,
And
public
acts of
display,
service.
and acts of service.
Oh well, no.
It might be if your dude, let's say this act of service, your dude see your car dirty, and you know you ain't gonna wash. He just go, I'm gonna go wash your car.
That's an act of service.
That's an act of service.
Oh, see, no.
That's an act of service.
That's one example of it. That's not everything.
I know, but that's act.
When
Hold on, let's go to the book.
when I show love, see, to me, acts of service.
Yeah.
Is how I show love.
Correct. That's
Doing
your definition of what love is.
right.
However, what Cornelius is explaining is that the other person may not have that same thing, but in order for you to realize what love is, you need to see those things.
We demonstrate.
I don't need.
See, we
acts of
demonstrate.
service for the person.
So
to
what-
Show me they
What we do is we know our love language.
That's your thing.
So your love language, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you in physical touch. So you need to know what the other person. How are they going to feel loved?
You have
so
to
your
learn
love
that other
language is
person.
how do you feel loved? It might be words of affirmation. It might be physical touch.
right. Physical touch.
You know, so those are things that you need to feel love. And they say by
feel
filling
love.
your love tank. Once your love tank is filled, you are already expressing love out.
Correct.
When people go bad is when their love tank ain't being filled. They feel taken advantage of.
Correct.
So they are not receiving love the way they need to.
Right. So their love language is not being receptive.
Right.
If your dude is words of affirmation, and all you doing is cooking food for him,
You get on my
you
nerves.
ain't.
Telling them anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
yeah, and his love tank ain't filled because you doing what you do. You know, this is what I need.
Well, now, so this is the other thing and with that book, it also states that you have to learn your partner's love language. So
That's the first thing it says.
which goes back to what we were saying, whether you make certain things a thing or not. So if you know your partner's love language is what you say, act of service and physical touch. If I knew that, now at that point, if I love you that much, that means I want to at least attempt to show.
Not attempt, do.
Yes, correct.
Not attempt.
To do that love language in order for you to do it. I've had a friend of mine, which is interesting enough for me. She was overweight. Lovely family. And the only reason why she was overweight is because, you know, they grew together and had kids. So as a woman, you're going to gain weight, right? Now, he had a situation where I guess he wasn't attracted, not that he didn't love her, but he wasn't as attracted to her physically because even though they have a shared family, she just kind of let herself go, right? We do know pregnancy brings certain things, but it was just a point that she was just like, forget about it. Now they got to a point where they had a discussion. I want to have this operation because I can't do it by myself. I just need it.
Oh Okay. She went
to get in there.
Yeah.
Right. I just need to get in here and get it done. So when I wake up, it's already set. Right. They agreed on that. Right. Now, it happened. She's fine. He's happy. His act of love, physical touch. Now all of a sudden, she's in the kitchen cooking everything. He comes over and said, "That's right, baby. I love that." She turns around and says, "Oh my gosh, I hate when you do that." Who's at fault?
Oh, wow. Okay, so.
You see how the dynamic can change like that quick?
But that was something that she probably never liked and never said it.
But my point is again, after you got to a certain point, she did realize that my man at this point, he is really into me when I'm together. We both made this decision to get me back together.
Right, but the thing is, did she recognize? It sounds like she didn't recognize that his love language is.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. They actually recognized that because they both together.
I'm talking about before she had the surgery.
No, they talked about this and said, "Hey,
So he only
this
felt
needs.
attracted
Unfortunately,
to her.
this is happening." He's one of these boisterous type of dudes.
So he was attracted to her once she lost. I mean, he felt back, and so he started being more physical with her once she lost.
Well, so it changed. So she started showing resentment because she felt unattractive because of the weight gain.
Yeah.
Okay, which is understandable, right? She's right. But at the same time, because she kept stating that, he started feeling some kind of way about, now you saying you don't feel attractive. Now I'm not attracted to you.
Right, but the thing is, before she had the surgery, he had to be a physical type.
Correct.
Of man.
So it was already there.
Right.
They already understood that. Life goes on. Things changed. Okay? Now you're in the situation where I'm physically not that person anymore.
Right. And
Okay.
He wasn't attracted to her anymore. He still loved her.
He still loves her.
The physical attraction.
But it changed because when her body changed, so did her mental.
Her self-esteem went down.
Her
because
self-esteem
she
went
wasn't-
down, right? Which kind of made him change his mindset on her. Now, as an adult couple, they decide, hey, let's get this operation. Put me back at square one. We're going to be back at square one. They both agreed. It happened. She looks amazing now. He's back to, baby, yes.
He probably raised that level of his physicality.
I
No,
think
it went no.
I
It
can't
went
say
right
it-
back to
I
where
can't
they
say
was because
it-
now he's like he is. What's the word? He is just so like I can't even
with
think.
her?
Yes,
But listen,
as when they first started dating,
I can understand part of that.
right
but
now because he's smitten with her, and then he's back to, oh baby, I'm so into you, blah blah blah, and then she turns around and said, I hate when you do that.
I think there's something else there, but I mean,
But it's not on one side.
No,
So
no.
you both make a decision that this is where we both need to be.
I think
you
you're
get back
simplifying
there.
that part right there because as a person who is physical touch,
Yeah.
if your person gain weight, if you like physical touch, that means your person hugging you, you like that. And as most dudes I know, if your lady gain weight, sexy is a state of mind to us. You know what I'm saying? So
But
I'm sorry, I can see you losing attraction, but you're still
that's drawn from the other person.
I said, but even if you're going through that, so it's something she might not have liked that, and she might have felt that, oh, you didn't want to touch me when I was this size. I mean, even though she had a self-esteem problem, but you didn't want to touch me. Now you do.
No,
Now you.
that
I mean,
wasn't this case though. They both agreed because she
Even
when they
agreeing to
first
the-
started dating, she was that it girl, right? She was that it girl. Every time some dude looked at her, something was like, "Shorty, what's your number?" Right? So she loved that too.
But
Yeah, but
What-
it wasn't a touch, and like the verbal compliments, she.
we
was
can't
okay
make.
with.
Not in this case.
But I think it's
Not in
I
this
think
case.
it's but yeah it's a variable missing because even if she was this right here and then as she gained weight because the kids and they got time and he stopped being attracted. I get the not being attracted to. I get that,
But
part there.
it wasn't the physical part. That's what I'm trying to explain.
No. But even if they both agree on it, I mean, think about it. Him agreeing to that is I'm supporting you because this is what you want. Not, but if he's going, yeah, you got to do this. I mean, if he's part of that discussion as a dude, you got to go, baby. If you want to lose weight, how can I support you to do that?
Let me change the scenario. So I was outside.
Because there's something missing with that one.
No. And this is the way
I'm with you.
Hold on. You got to listen to this part. I was out with a friend. A friend of mine came to the house the other day. Right, Vass and I just bought a house. This house was pre-built. It's not brand new, but great, huge house. Right. Me as an architect, I was walking around the house and I saw some things that to me were flaws. Okay. These are some things that need to be fixed. Right.
To you, right?
Correct.
Right.
Your truth.
My truth. I mentioned my friend came by the house and he said, "Yo, I love this house, man. What did you do? How did you do? How you do the lawn? Blah, 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 blah." He's asking all these questions, right? And I'm giving it to him. Now, I'm saying, however, these are some of the things that I had to take care of because I didn't like it the way it was. His comment or his response was, "Oh, shoot. If you wouldn't have said nothing, I wouldn't have noticed it." Right? Going back to my friend's situation, if the woman in the relationship didn't constantly pick out her flaws, he would have not seen it as an issue. She made it an issue.
Pause. I can't do that one.
She made it an issue.
Because if she saw her flaws, and if you're in a relationship on either side, if your partner is pointing out their flaws, you don't sit there and help point them out. Your job is to make them.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. He didn't point them out. It was just constantly.
But if she, yeah,
that because
she kept bringing them to light, and she kept talking about it.
Example, which is myself. When I was going through, I had to be on prednisone because of an illness, and I gained a lot of weight, and I was not happy. I was in a relationship. Now I didn't keep on talking about my weight, but my boyfriend at the time knew that it was an issue for me. And when I tell you, and this is going to go to Cornelius' point, depending upon the person who you're with, he made me feel like I didn't have any weight on me. Like he held me more, and he did not make me feel. I'm just telling you, he was just very supportive and did not, even though I was feeling some sort of way.
This is the thing, Mo. You playing the odds at this point. Every dude is not the same dude.
Every dude don't have to be. Every dude don't have to be the same.
So all I'm saying, in their scenario, he saw her as golden. Didn't matter.
But once she gained weight, she brought it. He didn't.
No. Hold on. You got to listen to exactly what I'm saying. He saw her as golden through teenage years, 6 babies, and her current weight situation, past weight situation.
Okay.
Saw her as, I hate to use this, saw her as perfect.
Okay.
No problem. But it was the mere fact that she kept mentioning about a flaw. This is what's wrong with me. I can't stand this, which changed their sex patterns, which changed how she was addressing him, which changed how his love language was to reach out and be affectionate, and she kept turning him away.
Let me ask you one question then. Cause
now, hold on.
Okay.
Now the thing is, because you kept doing this, and this is, it's my understanding they were dating for years before they got married, and they were going through all of this, and then they got married, right? You keep telling the person no for so long. You're telling that person, leave me alone.
Okay, right, because you know,
100.
You know that your wife is, and not right, wrong, and different. I'm just saying the situation is, his wife was going through a time in her life where her self-esteem was very low,
And he understood that.
He was on the other side saying like,
nope,
I love you.
he didn't understand it.
He
But
did understand.
But for him to turn away from it, then I have
That's
to
what
deal
I'm
with
saying.
what
Hold on,
he
time out. No, hold on, time out. He didn't turn away from
I
it.
just got one question.
No, wait. He did not turn away from it. He didn't turn ever away from her.
Okay.
Right? He continued being him towards her. Then all of a sudden she's like, I have to change. And this is why. She made that decision. He's like, baby, whatever you need.
Got it.
Still supportive.
Got it.
Correct? Now we're talking, she feels at her worst and a change has to happen. He's supportive. They both agree on the resolution of it. Got the resolution, and she's still like, leave me alone.
Couple
It's
things.
not
Now,
that situation. It's not what y'all think. it is.
Couple things that couple things I want to bring up here is, as you were telling this story, the situation, you talk about his love language.
I'm talking about both.
No, what is her? I wasn't clear. What is her love language? What is her? Because when you pay attention to that book, your job is to fill up your partner's love language.
Correct.
Your job is to fill up their tank. So if she is,
Correct.
so if she's going through, this lady had 6 kids.
Correct.
Hey, dog, she had 6 kids, and she don't have the body she used to have.
Correct.
If she's going through a depression, and we got to take that into effect too, because
Correct.
women go through more socially about that than what we do.
Correct. Yes.
So
We do.
what was he doing to fill her love tank? If he wasn't filling her love tank, her love language, then yeah, bruh.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
That's
bruh.
exactly what I'm saying. So if
So if
you're-
she's still saying no, her love tank is empty.
So that is that. But no, I totally
That's
get
real
that.
talk.
No, that's real talk. So my thing is when you make a decision like, baby, this is what I need in order to make me feel good, which was the operation.
No. The
No.
operation, but what was her love language?
This is what I'm trying to explain. This was her telling him, this is what is going to fix me.
Dude, what's the 5 love language? That
No. We ain't.
Surgery ain't
No.
got nothing to do
Hold on. Time out.
Surgery
We
ain't got
ain't.
nothing
No.
to do with
Time
love
out. Time out. We ain't talking about 5 love language. We
No,
just
we are.
No. We're talking about 2 adults having a conversation. We're talking about my truth versus your truth.
Right.
I'm asking you, Mo, do you like cornflakes or do you like Raisin Bran? Okay, if I present you cornflakes and you turn that bowl away, I don't like it, but you told me cornflakes. When you open up the opportunity for conversation, at that point is when you're supposed to be open and honest. This is what I need. When you don't give that information, you can't blame the other person.
If you tell me you like cornflakes, and I give you cornflakes, and by that 4th day eating cornflakes, you say, I don't like cornflakes, you have the right
No, I ain't
to
talking
change your mind. I mean, as humans, we do. And that's what I'm saying. And you said love language had nothing to do with it, but it does.
No, I'm talking about in this case.
No.
We're talking
Even in
about
that-
just data. We just talking about you can't.
Even in the data, because that's part of the variable that we try to say is not part of it. Because if she is going through something internally,
Correct.
she's going, I don't like myself.
Correct.
And say, bro, how are you feeling her love? Like he agreed to the surgery.
So,
But
no,
then-
wait. So, based off just what you said, me internally going through some things, it's up to the other person to fix.
Bro, it's up for you to understand.
No,
Listen,
I'm asking a direct question. It's up for you, the
not
other
to
person.
fix.
That's where it laid. That's
But it's
exactly
not
where it laid.
fixing
And
because
then
what is her love language? What was her love language?
she never defined it. She would say one thing and another thing would
What
happen.
was it? But even if you don't define it in words, Mo,
You gotta know.
No. But think, even if I don't define it in word, you should know what things put that smile on your partner's face.
Right.
You
know,
should.
but you should know. But most,
You should.
You should.
but even if he doesn't know, I mean, but
That's my point.
But even he might be missing it because he has been, like Mo said earlier, most of us go through the love language that we like. We don't
Correct.
go to it. The person is like, okay, if you are acts of service and I'm a physical touch, I'm just, come on, let me hug you. Let's lay on the sofa. That ain't doing nothing for her.
No.
That ain't it ain't doing nothing for her.
And this is what I'm saying.
It's doing everything for me.
In this scenario, that's not the case. So the thing is, it's like when you're dating, you find out a lot about a person, right? There are certain things about individuals that will not change. Mo, what's your favorite flower?
I would have to say
What was the last time that actually changed?
It changed for me.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
My favorite flower changed.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like when it comes to your partner and you figure out something is their all-time standard favorite, it hasn't changed from the time that they were born to their age 92. When you're telling them that data and then the person is going based off that data, this is their favorite thing. It's anniversary time. I'm getting your favorite flower. You get the flowers and all of a sudden, I don't like that.
Because you know why? Maybe it might not be the flower. It might be the routine. I love steak.
Your favorite flower, but
We're not talking about that.
Listen, I love steak. But if you giving me steak every day, dude, I'm tired.
We're
of
not
that.
talking about every day. I'm just talking about, we talking about
If you're doing the same monotonous, I mean, because think about it, you know, in relationships, this is the way here, things become monotonous. If you're doing it,
no, I get that, but I'm talking about a standard versus keeping things spicy.
Even in the
certain standards are standard. They're not going to. You're not going to change your standard of a relationship.
Yeah,
you're not going to. If you change your standard, that scenario that you had talked about before, you would have been out in New York.
Nah,
you see what I'm saying? That was a standard for you.
Your relationship standards will never go down. They will always go up. So we do change. We do evolve our standards.
Right.
It's going to upgrade us.
I know. So we evolve our standards. But what you're saying is, in that situation you gave, and I think everybody's saying the same thing. There is enough problems in that relationship that on both sides, and I think and I think we try to look at what I'm not supposed to. So if you read that book, that 5 love language says in there, you are supposed to feed your person's love language, even if they don't do it to you. It also says in there, love asks for requests and not commands. It says, so could we name the 5 love languages, but we don't do all the other stuff like, wait a minute, so I'm supposed to give your love language, make sure your love tank's full, even if you ain't doing mine yet. And I think that's the part that we keep missing on this.
No, I don't think we're missing it.
No,
the part that's being missed is that this couple does not have that education of the love language.
And that's
so we're talking
game changer.
Right. So this is the thing. Even if you had no knowledge that this book existed in order to enlighten you on certain things, you still doubling back to a standard. If you like something and I'm asking for it, tell me the truth, because that information is allowing me to try to figure out how to love you.
And I don't know this lady.
But if you're not giving me that correct information, it's going downhill. The communication is there. It's wrong data.
No, not even wrong data. Because I think
it's wrong information.
But it's not wrong information, because if you thinking it's a one size fit all, because obviously there's something. But if there's obviously something else going on with her that. But with her esteem part, so
yes.
If this is not if this totally
exactly what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying if this didn't
this is all I'm saying.
I know, but if this didn't fix it, it is still up to her partner, because he went in there and said agree to this. Dog, if you make that commitment to being there with this person and she at her lowest, you can't go you fix it on your own. That means she's got another weight on herself.
No, I'm not saying that.
If a woman loses weight and she go, I still don't like myself, I don't want my husband touching me, dude, you can't go, you got to fix that. You can't pull that card. You got to go, hey, what I got to do, because this is your moment to carry her.
So I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, we have talked about this before. It is up to you as an individual to figure out who the hell you are. I cannot love somebody if I don't know who I am. Okay. Because if I'm confused, somebody on the outside in is not going to figure out what the hell I am.
In
so my thing
society,
is,
that makes sense. But
we're not perfect, but we have to have some type of idea of who
this
we
lady
are.
sounded like she was going through some form of depression, and that throws everything you said out the window.
No,
it truly does.
It
throws everything out the window.
I honestly agree with you. But as we spoke before, these are the times you have to figure yourself out. If you don't, it's going to cause conflict down the line.
Okay, let's go back. In your scenario, they're already in it. Now, what you're saying is true. A person needs to know who they are, so they can. Okay, but
You got one to do and one that don't.
Okay, but wait a minute. So you're in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're married.
Mm-hmm.
She's depressed.
Mm-hmm.
She said, you know what? I'm gonna have this weight loss surgery.
Mm-hmm.
She has the weight loss surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before when he would touch her or like he was all into her, now she not feeling it now.
Mm-hmm.
That should be an indication to him. And I mean, because now think about what I'm saying. They're already in it. Right, wrong, and indifferent. Whether at first she said, I'm going to have this surgery and I think everything is going to be all golden. Once I have this surgery, I have this weight loss surgery. But apparently it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now they're married.
Mm-hmm.
They have to figure it out.
They should.
Did he say
they should?
They should figure it out
Yeah.
because they're in it. Whether she should know if that was going to make her happy or not, the thing is they're in it now and they have to figure it out.
Did they have that
totally
hard
agree with
conversation? Did they have that hard conversation and say, "Hey, what is the problem?" Because as a person
That's what
who
I'm saying, Cornelius.
It
that conversation was had. No.
Oh, it was?
The conversation was had. The wrong reply was given.
no, it was. I mean, the conversation was
She said
clarity.
So you're saying she said
I'm not saying they didn't have the.
surgery would work.
I'm not saying
Yes, that wasn't what the issue was.
That's not what
but
That's
that-
what I'm saying.
But that might have still been part of the issue because
no.
as
No.
a person who been in a situation like that before and didn't do any of the stuff I was supposed to do, that's what I'm saying. So as a person who was in a situation like that and didn't do anything I was supposed to because I was thinking about total self. So as his husband, your role is to, if she's going through this stuff here, your role is to carry her at that time. And same way it's supposed to be vice versa.
Right.
And we can go all.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
I know,
It's
but we can go all day
you
about.
can only carry a person so much
It-
without getting accurate information. Because the only thing that's going to happen at this point is continually falling downhill.
If
so
the
you have
surgery
to
wasn't- but you can't act like
we
the
ain't even
surgery's
just talking
gonna be-
about surgery. We
I
just
know.
talking about, even if it wasn't the surgery, tell me what it is in order for us to move forward and build.
Have you ever, I mean, I've had older cars. Have you ever taken your car to the shop and they say it's one thing and then we leave, it's something else that went wrong too as well?
Yes.
So that's how people are too. So even though the surgery was a part of it, it still was something else. And so just because you got this right here, you can't go, I'm holding my hands up and I'm done.
Car
As a
can't talk
brother
to
who
you.
done, but no.
Car can't talk
But
to
as a brother, but as a brother who did that, I'm telling you right now.
No, I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
Cornelius. I'm talking about us as humans. We're always talking about I need. But then the situation was like, well, you know what? I thought I needed this yesterday, but that ain't it. You keep forgetting about the other person. There's an I, and it's no longer an I. So as many times if I'm sitting up here trying to continuously figure out my needs and what I want and all of the things that I'm going through right now, there is a casualty at this other side of the spectrum, of the other side of this couple. He's or she is constantly trying to figure out what's going on, but he or she keeps trying to put it out there and fail, put it out there and fail, put it out there and fail, and then still their needs are not being met because that other person is worried about the partner.
But that is why you go to counseling. Because why do you think people go to, I mean, even individual counseling, why do you think people go and it's never, I go to 1 or 2 sessions and I'm fixed? Because sometimes the issue that you have is so deep rooted and that
Yeah.
it takes time to get through. So if you go through,
agree.
I mean, we can't thinking it's like fixing a house or plumbing or a
No,
car.
no.
I mean,
No, that's-
if we talking about a person, we don't know what deep rooted issue. And like I said, I think she was going through a depression. And if you've been through it, anybody who's been in a depression, that lasts years. That's not a just
No, I
pick
agree.
yourself up.
And I'm gonna tell you something. She admitted that to me.
That is
Hold on.
something serious.
What this is what I'm saying. It's very serious. But and additionally, what made them better to where they are today is because she recognized that and she made steps to counteract that. She figured out a point where she started feeling some kind of way. Let me fix this. Because I know what happens on the opposite end. It's not just her. That's all I'm saying. The thing is and we had talked about that when we were single. looking for love and all of
Yeah.
that stuff and everything, that is the moment that, and some people figure this out later in life. That was one of the things she had told me. She figured this out after she done already had the kids. But now you're saying you figured it out. I got myself to a place where I'm happy with my family and myself and me. And the moment he's, expressing that love for you and how you feel and what you are right now, and then you immediately turn them away, you're still forgetting about the other spectrum of that relationship.
Right, but when that individual is going through their time, the hope is that your partner
Correct.
will understand that.
Correct.
And another thing, to add a layer to that, when you was talking about what you look for, in partnership and marriage and stuff, you want a person to kind of pay attention to know you. Like, and that's one of the things, honestly, that I've been experiencing just in this new journey in my life, where people are coming into my life and really paying attention to me, right? And so for me, I look at that as, wow, this person is really paying attention to me, knows me enough to know when something is just off, or when something is not right. Because first of all, everybody doesn't do that.
No, they don't.
Because people are into their own thing, and so I think we need to recognize when people are in our lives, and they recognize you and they pay attention to that, and they know when something is wrong and want to communicate and say, hey,
correct,
what's going on with you?
Correct.
And so to me, that's what I would want in my husband. I'm seeing that on a friend level. That is definitely a trait that I'm looking for in the guy that I'm exploring, possibilities with.
Oh no, I totally get that.
Yeah.
So you get to know you and see, because if I'm acting off some kind of way, he'll be like, "Whoa, that's not my baby."
So now, based more off of that scenario, what if your situation is constantly, and I'm just basing this off the scenario you had, is always a you situation?
What do you mean a you?
You're going through something. You want your partner to recognize what that something is and bring it up to you and say, "Hey, baby, what's wrong?" And you're still just saying, "This is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong," and you're forgetting about his needs.
No, I'm not saying that it's right.
Well, no.
What I'm saying is
There's still casualties because of that. That's all I'm saying.
No. If a person doesn't recognize, see, because this is the thing. If you don't know that you in something and you messing
If
up,
you going,
you don't even realize
if
I'm hurting my partner.
No, I totally get that, but I'm just saying, as an adult, we at some point we recognize I'm in this mental state, right?
pause right there.
Wait. No, wait.
Okay.
I said before, a lot of people get the title and forget about the responsibility of being the husband or the wife. They forget about that part. I get that I am going through, so understand that I don't have to bring this personal. My father died, right? I was going through still going through a traumatic time in my life. My father meant everything to me. I found out in just the last couple of weeks, I found out about who was actually in my corner, right? If I wasn't in the mental state that I was in order to decipher who I should be talking to and who I shouldn't, I wouldn't have went batshit crazy, because you were getting hit left and right about stuff that at that point in my life was meaningless. You're asking me for this. You're asking for me this. Can I do this? I need this from you, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, my father just died. Can I get at least 48 hours to grieve? I'm not saying, specifically that's what I needed, but it's like at that point when you're asking for somebody to recognize when I'm in need and constantly still asking me for something, that's a huge problem. So in the scenario that I was in, and this has been, unfortunately, most of my life, I've been always asked, can you help? Can you do? Can. Even when it came to certain industry things.
Yeah.
It's always, can you? And unfortunately, this is one of the things I had to learn to say no.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm the person like, fine. But even if I'm at that fine place, recognize Hershey's going through hurt right now, and he is still helping me. What can I do to assist this? Don't just be like, thank you.
And
You see what I'm saying?
but
Some people be in their own stuff.
Right, but that's what. We're talking about being able for your partner or even just an associate to recognize that something in that other person is hurting right now. You might be going through a thing. And we're talking about this situation that somebody asked me to build something.
yeah.
I'm assisting building their career, right? Future monetary gain, and I'm still hurting. Oh man, well, we really needed this done.
I agree.
Those words should not even come out your mouth.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of times what people are missing are empathy.
Correct. That's all I'm talking
missing
about.
empathy. But when we talk about relationships of all kinds, when I mention those hard conversations, those are the things that we've got to be able to handle. If I'm dealing with something and I recognize I'm dealing with it, and you ask me something, I have to have that conversation with you, whether you like it or not, and go, hey, I can't do this because of this is what I need. But most of the time, when you talk about relationship and intimate relationship and somebody's going through a depression, they don't know. And they can't. I mean, I've been in a situation where the person was going through depression. They didn't want to get out of bed. And so, they didn't want to get out of bed. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So they don't know how. People who go through depression, they want to get out. They don't know how.
Yeah.
And so if you
I
with
get
somebody, that's what I'm saying. Your job is to, at that point in time, to carry the load. I mean, but you still got to have those hard conversations. You got to say, okay, hey, you pissed me off right now, but we're going to revisit this one. We're going to revisit this part, how you made me. And that's why everybody talk about those I statements. I feel when I was going through this, you did this. It made me feel, because you make it an I statement because you're not putting it on them. You're saying how you interpret their action.
Correct.
Hey,
Yeah.
My father passed, and you still asked me this right here. I felt that you had no empathy of what I was going through.
Now,
That right there?
based off that,
Yeah.
Mo had mentioned she would need a partner to be able to recognize certain things.
No, I'm saying it would be nice. I'm not saying like all the time, but if a
No, I
person
get
is
it.
in tune with you,
Yes.
if your partner is in tune
Don't assume.
No. This is not an assumption.
I'm
This is
not
not
saying
assumption.
that it's
It's a
something-
requirement.
I'm saying
If I'm in tune with you, tell 'em.
What I'm saying is that is something that, like I said, because I've experienced that in my life.
At some point, all of us
People
have.
like where a person is in tune to you and they kind of know because they know you and they can tell when something is off or whatever. No, but I agree with you, Cornelius, because people are not mind readers. They're
Correct.
So you do have to have a conversation.
So based off of just the scenario you had said, Mo, when you had said you were in a relationship where a person was in tune with you, you know what benefits that for the other person is when you recognize that. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is,
Oh, you saying having the
Mo, I'm in a bad mood. I walk in the house. I don't want to talk to nobody. But you, as my partner, you would be the only one in this world that would be able to dial Hershey back and have a decent conversation. If Cornelius walked in the door, I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. If Vasir walked in the house, I don't want to talk about it. If anybody else walk in the house and ask me something, I don't want to talk about it. But as you, as my woman, said, Hirsch, what's going on? You would be the one that's going to get the download. Now, because you are that close to me, you know how to present it and receive it.
right.
And because you received it, in order for me to get it out, that is now my job to, Mo, thank you for listening to me. even though I just download a whole lot of information from you like 3 hours, you know, however it was.
In a good scenario, that would be good.
In a good scenario, yes.
But it doesn't always happen.
Now, this is where I put it on me. I have this knowledge that even though I might be going through a very trying time to me, right? If I had that listening ear, even after 3 hours of conversation, I'm going to end the conversation. I know I talked your ear off. Thank you for listening to me. I just needed an ear. I'm still going to recognize the effort that you made me feel.
Right. Like I said, yeah, that's you. A lot of people don't.
Right. So now we're playing what, Russian roulette. Not everybody has the same mindset. So the thing is that you still have to recognize who's out there for you. Not everybody's going to respond the same.
Right, because some people
Even
don't know how.
they might be for you, they might not respond because, like you say, we're not the same.
No, we're not.
So how they respond to you, if they don't say to you, "Hey, man, thank you for this," that don't mean that that person, you know, is not there for you. That don't mean that. I mean,
See, this is the thing. Is like I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying. But we're talking about in a situation where you have two adults saying that I'm this person and I recognize the needs and wants, right? I have this same mindset of you, but when it's, and we had talked about this, but when the ish hit the fan, nobody walks that walk.
nobody has the mindset of you.
No. I'm saying it's
They
like
don't.
we're talking. You said having those conversations, I'm sitting here. We're talking. Vass and I are sitting here talking about. I'm this. I'm that. I agree. I believe. But when the sheesh hit the fan,
Sometimes
she walks away from me.
some people don't know.
That
how they're
is
gonna
the
react.
problem.
No, it's not because if that's the problem, because you had the conversation because it was all cool, you got to have that conversation after that. I mean, it's like with teaching. No, it's like with teaching because it's behavior. It's behavior. With teaching, I have to acknowledge what my students did wrong and let them know, and then I have to show them the correction. And when we go, well, you're an adult now, but this is a relationship because if you got a playbook and you go, well, you want our script on the playbook, you say, do this here. No, how do we reteach each other to do what we each need? And then that's those hard conversations. You're like, hey, you know,
That is a very hard conversation.
instead of you
have that
instead of you
conversation.
walking away, rolling your eyes when I'm talking to her, I need this right here.
Yeah, I agree
That's
with
the
that.
conversation to have
Now,
after that shit happens.
You have that. Okay, you have that conversation, right? Round two.
What do you mean round two?
How many
Something
times,
happens again.
But how many times does it take for things to become a habit?
No.
And
We're
gotta
not
take
talking
into
about that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about. I mean, as again, there at some points we have to pull up our bootstrap. We give us so many curve or exit clauses. We give each other exit clauses all the time. I'm just talking about me. Well, I didn't know you want, or I didn't see it coming, or the good response. You didn't tell me. It's thing again. You go through one. I only need to bump my head once. I'm sorry. That's just me.
Like you said,
I
we're
only-
individuals. That's
I get that. That is me. However, when we learn and we talk and we get that information and it still happens, you cannot fault the other person to feel some kind of way.
You're gonna feel some way because you're human. But
I'm just
gonna say
saying
this right here.
you can't deny that I felt bad because you did it again.
well, yeah.
I'm still gonna feel some kind of way.
If it's repeated.
We're gonna tell you this
If it's
next week.
repeated. Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about that. But the thing is like we've learned, but you still can't cancel out the other person.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't. But that's something. It's not something that can't be worked on.
Man, did all of this come from this one topic?
Yeah, we got to
Really
table this.
morphed into-
We got to table this one though. We got to table this one
Yeah, we table this one.
Look, I know we can just
next
go on
Wednesday.
and on and on and
Yeah,
on.
some of us got to go to the other job.
Aries
in the morning.
Oh,
Aries?
gosh. Is it Aries season?
No, not every season. When's every season over? Tomorrow. Let's
Listen,
go.
when are we going?
It was
to
yesterday.
Yesterday, every season and tomorrow.
No,
Okay.
we got a little bit more time.
How much? So you going to give us a date or a time?
Well, I celebrate the whole month.
Okay.
I take over Taurus season as well. Like,
Well, so I mean, we got the rest of the year.
That's not.
I was about to take the year, but I'm just gonna do the month.
Next year is the year of the rat.
So I went. You know what?
Or some cheese.
And this year is the year of the
So
snake.
yeah. So let me share this with you guys.
Yes. Hey, Moni, I see you. Hey.
I've just been so excited about. Shut up.
This
I've just been very excited about just the love that people have shown me just through gifts and everything. But you know what's very, very special and important to me is time.
Mm-hmm.
Time is something, as you guys know, you cannot get back.
Nope.
So when somebody makes a decision to spend time, what do you? I don't know what he's doing over there. No, but seriously.
He's like, we 14 minutes over, Mo.
I mean, shut up.
time.
No,
Our timer been blinking
just
for
like,
14 minutes and 35
you know,
seconds.
spending time with me, like when you.
That's it.
That's intentional.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know, tomorrow somebody's cooking me dinner. Then on Saturday, I'm spending time with somebody.
Did you know that? I'm sorry, Mo.
I'm just saying, and because people are busy.
Yeah.
And people doing. I tell you,
Time is valuable.
It is. You cannot get that time back.
I know we can't get the
cannot.
14 and 45 seconds back.
Shut up.
Can't get it back.
What?
Time.
My set starting in 5 minutes.
Time
It's going
is
to take
not
you 35 to get there.
Time is not on your side.
I'm just very grateful.
Time waits for no man.
Thank you.
Thank you to all my people
Thank you.
and friends that have shown me love and have spent time.
Morris Day and the time.
What you trying to say? I'm taking a
Tick tock, time's
won't
up.
give me time.
You saying I'm
And
taking
time make lovers feel.
Don't be mad at me because people love me.
Hey, love Mo tomorrow. It's like church. Can we wrap it up?
All right, we gonna wrap this up.
Indeed.
Cornelius, where you going? Where you at? Where you doing this week?
I'll be wherever the Kiss Radio show will be at this week.
You don't remember? All right, shout out. We got Red Carpet. We'll be in Duluth on Friday.
Yes.
Red Carpet movie premiere. We're going to be shining. This Saturday, we are at a launch party for a new radio show. Shout out to Preeminent Radio. They're doing their launch this Saturday. I will be opening up as the DJ. So Kiss Radio will be in the building.
Did I do it right?
You did that actually very on. Her pitch is perfect. And then, of course, we got our show on Sunday. We'll be back on the air. So if you are, please follow us. Go to the Kiss Radio Show Live page and follow us. You can see us. And also download the FUBU Radio app. We are there on iHeart and radio.com. Thank you for tuning in. And this long, extended.
Yes, and much needed.
Yeah, much needed
It was a good
conversation.
topic, though.
Yeah.
It
And
was
what-
good. I liked it.
I know people were tuning in like, what the?
I know. Let's.
And remember, I am taking proposals because, as Richard said, we need to do things correct.
Make sure you come with that ring, though.
DM me. Let me know.
If you want this, put a ring on it. You got to have a
I gotta
JOB
do things right,
if you want to be with me.
I got to do things right.
Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
I have to get married. Hershey said I have to get married.
You ain't got to get married. You can play like get married.
Hey,
I have to get married.
no, I
Do
said
you?
you have to go with your house once.
I have to get married.
Do your thing.
All right.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.